Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and I am so excited that you're here to catch the weekly replay of my laid-back yet very inspiring conversations with other full-time professional artists. The purpose of this series is to show aspiring artists that it is completely possible to have a great career in the arts. And if you ever want to tune in and have your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just check out the schedule over at facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy every Tuesday to catch us on live. I'll see you there. This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time six-figure art business. With weekly trainings that include step-by-step proven art business techniques, plus painting tutorials from yours truly and other guest artists who are masters in their field, you will be well equipped to learn and grow into the highly skilled and highly profitable artist you know you're meant to be. I've figured out what it takes to build my own six-figure art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. It's not hard, but it does require your time and dedication. So if you're up for the challenge, go to advancedmember.com. That's advancedmember.com to learn more. Welcome to another episode of the Student Spotlight series, where every Monday I interview one of my amazing Artist Academy Advanced students to get to know them better and give them direct advice on their art business, and so I can get feedback on how to be a better teacher. This week I'm interviewing Colorado-based animal artist Megan George. It was such a treat to get to start the week off with Megan's positive energy. They say you attract what you put out, and I really see the results of that with Megan. Having her in the group is kind of a reassurance to myself that I'm doing something right, because she is just such a joy. She dives in and commits to the group challenges, provides a killer product, and does everything with a smile on her face. And that's all I can ask for from a student. I need to figure out a way to multiply more Megans in the group, really. In this episode, one of her suggestions was that we do an Artist Academy mural meetup, which is now happening. I would love to announce it's going to happen this upcoming summers, because after a week of thinking about it and thinking, well, where could we meet up? What could we do? Like, what are we doing this? I figured it out, and I will let you guys know a lot more on that later. But we are doing an Artist Academy mural meetup in the near future, and that was mostly because of Megan's suggestion to meet up. And I get something just like that out of every student call, whether it's a suggestion on what to do more of or an integrating something completely new, like a meetup. And another thing, we are actually in the middle of a group challenge right now, but since Megan loves the challenges so much, we came up with an idea to do a 6-week series challenge. So basically 6 paintings in 6 weeks to help create an art series. But more on that later as well. But I just wanted to give you a little bit of a preview of the things that happen during a student call when it's student to teacher, one-on-one. I get to know my students, and we get to put our brains together to think of how to make the Artist Academy better. Anyway, let me know what you think about this week's Student Spotlight interview with Megan George. If you just kind of wanted to just introduce yourself a little bit to any of the listeners who don't know who you are yet, and kind of tell a little bit about how you got to exactly where you are today.
Yeah, so I actually grew up in Wyoming County, New York. So that's just like a county in New York. It has more cows than people. I grew up on a dairy farm. So from a young age, I mean, just like every other artist, like, oh, I started drawing when I was 3. Same, dude. So I've always kind of drawn, and I've always kind of been immersed in an agricultural, large animal environment. So that is what I try to portray in my art. I went to college for veterinary technology. I did my internship at Cornell University in the large animal track, and then I came out to Colorado for an equine intensive care unit position. So love vet med, love the science behind that, and I also through that work am inspired every day by the animals that I work with. So being able to see them every day and, just seeing how they act, seeing how they move, seeing like their expressions and their responses to things. That's what I'm really trying to capture in my art. And then last year, in the hospital position, I just had major burnout and compassion fatigue. So I quit. I literally quit and gave my notice. I'm like, I'm going to be a full-time artist. Yeah. So I started that. It was horrible. It was awful. I was alone every day. I cried every day. I was super productive and I got a ton of art done, but not having people around and me being like a mad extrovert, I could not be alone in my house working every day. So I picked up a few odd jobs here and there, and I've been doing that for a year. I babysit and I help a company build fence, and I did like a bartending stint in the winter, and I house sit and I dog sit, and that's just kind of how I make my living right now. But this schedule being like so up in the air and so unstable, I have so much more time to do art than what I did in like a 9 to 5, 40-hour week. So that's what I'm doing right now. And yeah, I'm drawing when I can. And I just started another part-time surgery tech position last week. So the past couple of weeks, I haven't done as much art as I wanted to, but hopefully I'll get into the groove of this new job and have a better schedule for art. So yeah, that's that.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I love that you have found your inspiration from, something that's around you,
Yeah.
and it definitely shows through in your work.
Oh,
So,
thanks.
so yeah, why did you join the Artist Academy? Were you looking for like a group of people since you said that you were an extrovert, or?
Yes. So I joined it mainly for the community. Thank God that I did because the community in the Artist Academy is just like, oh my God, I don't even know. It's like nothing like any other online group or community has ever been. And everyone's just like so personable with each other, like Sam and Haley and, like people that I actually know by their first names and like, oh, Austin did this week. That's cool. And like, I don't know, I feel like I kind of know a lot of the people in the group. So it is like a little community and I really like it. I guess I didn't expect from the Artist Academy to go so far in such a small amount of time. The most brilliant thing, and I think the thing that has been the most helpful in my artist career up to date is the 100-day challenge, like hands down. And I never would have done that if I wasn't like in the group. But accountability, seeing other people do it, and just having like a framework for that. Like I never would have done that by myself. So being in the Artist Academy kind of held me a little bit accountable for that. And wow, my art skills and my social media and everything kind of pertaining to the way I work on my art and I schedule my art has 100% improved just from that exercise, and I'm like really sad that it's done now. I'm like, oh man, it's done. What do I do now?
I
So,
know,
but that's
right?
okay.
Okay, awesome. Well, I am so happy to hear you say all of that.
Oh, thanks.
I love seeing the benefits directly of the group and everybody in it, and everybody is so nice in there too.
I
I
know.
I find myself calling people by their first name as well. Like to my
Yeah.
husband, I'm like, "Did you see what Kayla just did, or Sam just did?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "In the Artist Academy." He's like, "Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
I think so." Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the work is amazing that the people post. I'm like, oh wow, I want that in my house. I want colorful art on my walls. Get rid of this black and white stuff.
I know you are all black and white, but I love it. I love the black and white and
Thanks.
high
Thanks.
contrast, simple and
Hmm.
just elegant. I love black and white.
Yeah, yeah, me too. And I never really noticed it before. I think I just started doing scratchboard last year. Like that's when I first started it. And before that, I was watercolor and colored pencil and acrylic and water soluble charcoal, just like a bunch of little things. But now I think scratchboard is my main niche now, and I think I have a pretty good brand that's kind of focused more on the black and white. So
Mhm.
that's what I'm focusing on right now.
Awesome. Do people ask you for black and white or do they ask you for color? Do they?
They'll do both. I just finished up a couple commissions in colored pencil, and I'm doing one right now in scratchboard. And then I have an acrylic painting too. Sometimes they'll give me the picture and be like, you know what, whatever medium you feel like would represent this the best, that's what we should do. I'm like, okay, well, this definitely needs to be black and white, or okay, this definitely needs to be watercolor. So I just kind of play it by ear depending on the kind of picture that they give me. If they give me a super pixely picture, we ain't gonna do a scratch board. The detail's not there. I'm not gonna pull the detail out of thin air because it's not gonna look right. So in cases with low detail, sometimes I'll do watercolor, and yeah, something that doesn't really require a whole lot of detail. So
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, awesome. So, you said that the 100-day challenge benefited you a lot, and I love that because it takes a special kind of artist to really go through with one of those. Like, I mean, very few
yeah.
people finish it in the end, and very few people stick with it, even if they miss a couple days, they'll get thrown off, and then they just won't start again. So it
Yeah.
says a lot about who you are as an artist to stick with that,
Yeah.
and I
I
love it.
try. I mean, there were definitely days. I think I want to say I missed like 4 days,
Which is still
which
so impressive.
those 4 days like I needed to take off.
Yeah.
And then there were some other days like, okay, tomorrow I'm putting in like a 12-hour day at work. I'm going to do like an hour tonight and then maybe another hour like later after dinner, and like take pictures of that and then post those tomorrow. So if something happens that I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it the next day, I would put in extra work the day before. So yeah, just I before the 100-day challenge, I was always in the mindset like, okay, you got to sit down. You have to at least put in like 3 hours of dedicated time to do like quality work. You got to get in the zone. You don't have 5 minutes or 15 minutes or 10 minutes to put marks on paper. So that mentality kind of changed. Like I'd get home from work at night and be like, oh, I still gotta draw tonight. So I would put in some time, but after the half an hour, it just got so much easier to keep going. Like it was never half an hour. It was like 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. So but yeah, that challenge definitely broke my mentality that I need to have a big amount of time to work on stuff. Now, like if I have 10 minutes before work, sometimes I'll just scribble out some stuff, or work on a project, and that has helped so much. I am able to get commissions done so much faster now, that I'm just like constantly working at it little bits at a time instead of waiting for a big chunk of time that may or may not come. So, yeah. It's been
Yes.
helpful.
Oh my gosh, I love everything about what you're saying too, because a lot
Oh,
of people,
thanks.
it's with me especially too, it's like it's hard to make myself start, but once I get going, like you were saying, it's so much easier. And it's so funny too. Like, why is it so hard to start something? I mean, we like to do this. It's just
Hmm.
like I think once we start, it reminds us that we like this and this is
Yeah.
fun and relaxing. So I might just do it a little bit longer. But yeah,
Hmm.
all the challenges, they give you a reason to start rather than without it, you just don't have a reason.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. And I mean, yeah, you just said it. I don't even have anything to add to that.
No, you're good. Yeah, and like I have another story actually from the past couple days. So I always relate art to exercise. It's the same thing, like trying to get
Yeah.
yourself to
Oh
work
yeah.
out, which is actually way harder for me to get myself to work out than it is to draw because that's what
Yeah.
I'm in the habit of. But it's the same thing. It's good for you and all of that. And I was just thinking the other day because so my husband is running a half Ironman race soon,
Oh my
and
God.
so that's yeah, it's insane. So that's his challenge, like that's his thing that's
Yeah.
making him go work out. And so he was out there helping me paint here in Iowa, and he would move the ladder for me, and he would have about 5 to 10 minutes before he needed to move it again, and he was running laps like in between, and I'm like, that's someone. And just like you said, like, I mean, you would do 10 minutes before work, and he ended up running 5 miles just in those little bits of bursts. And I'm just like, this is a great example. I'm gonna use
Oh my
this
God.
because it's very, I
That's
know,
amazing.
I
Oh
know, but
man.
it's you're doing the same thing, like doing it
Oh,
before
thanks.
work, and just like all of that adds up, and like his little burst added up to 5 miles. All of your 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, it adds up to huge paintings. And
Hmm.
so
Yep.
I, yeah, so just congrats to you for that. And I
Oh,
wanted to
thank
emphasize
you.
that too, because if more people pick that up, I think they would see the benefits of it and keep going. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
so we're starting a new challenge today. Did you see that one in the Artist Academy?
Today, I don't think I've checked social media yet
It's
this
okay.
morning.
It's
No.
okay. I posted it last week and we kind of like did like a conglomerate of ideas. So we
Oh, okay.
were um it's funny because this kind of a challenge isn't something that I would like. So that's why I haven't offered it, but it's something that the group loves. And so I just want to talk a little bit about it too. And
Yeah.
so it's one to where when I was talking to Jen exactly a week ago on this student spotlight, she mentioned to do it, and I was like, okay, like let's see if there's an interest, and there definitely was. And it's basically you create something every day, and every day is a
Oh
theme.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
I heard about that. Yeah, okay. I'm like, okay, I did hear about that. And I'm like, was there another challenge that I'm
You're like,
missing?
oh
But
no,
yeah. Okay, yes, I did see that one. And I've done something like that in the past. Have you ever heard of Inktober?
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Yes. So I did that last year. And making like something finished by the end of each day was so hard. Like I'm a kind of person who um I have a piece hanging in my house that took me 6 months to make. Like
Yeah.
I don't get things done in a day. So this challenge, I did see that and I'm gonna try and do it. But I think they're gonna be really small.
Yeah, for sure. Do
Really
and
tiny to
yeah.
finish them every day. But yes, I did see that. And yes, that is so cool. And yes, I'm really sorry I didn't respond to that. But yes,
No,
I
it's
plan on
okay.
doing that.
Okay, sure, yeah. And I love how you're making it your own too. You're like, I'm gonna
Thanks.
do just a little bit today, or I'm gonna do double today, like you had mentioned, or you're,
Mhm.
maybe skip a day if one day is not for you, or
Yeah, yeah.
just make it your own.
I'm gonna try, man. We're gonna wing it over here. So as long as I kind of put some effort in, I mean, there's no failure, right? You just learn. So if something doesn't work, you can change things to make it work to benefit you, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not here doing it for the rules. This challenge is here to help yourself. So you're right. I think I'm debating if I should try painting every day because I don't paint really a whole lot anymore. And I feel like I've lost that skill. So maybe I should break out the watercolors and just watercolor something. every day. We'll see. We'll see. I'll decide as I go. So
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. And so I was going to just pick your brain too, since the 100-day challenge benefited you so much. We have so July, August, September, and then I'd say let's do Inktober as a group too. Let's just everybody
hell
do that
yeah.
one.
Yes,
But
I love Inktober. Yeah, and the prompts to it are so hard. Like the prompt to one day would be wet. Like, okay, that's so vague, but I guess during that time, honestly, like I just scribbled out little things for Inktober, but my creativity trying to come up with ideas for those really vague prompts every day, I think really helped my creativity and mental process of coming up with ideas. I hated it, but I did it. And yeah, it definitely pushed me outside the box of what I would normally do. Like I drew doodles of bananas and avocados for the last day of Inktober, I think, which I would never do in real life. So that was super helpful. So yeah, I'm excited that this one has prompts too, right? Or not really?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
it
thought
does.
so. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay, that's exciting.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll post it in the group here today. It's basically stuff that's like use your left hand today, or do all black and white, do all color, do like
Mhm.
a monochromatic something. But
Mhm.
all of that fun stuff. I see. So
Yeah.
we have so many more months. Do you have any ideas for any other challenges or something that would benefit you the most, whether it be these prompts or just, paint or do something? What if we did maybe a more high intensity 100-day challenge, but maybe it's like a 50-day challenge, but for an hour every day
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. Like up
Oh,
it.
yeah. Uh-huh. That sounds amazing. Yeah, that like any variations of those challenges, I feel would be super beneficial. I mean, some people are going to benefit from a half an hour, some people are going to benefit from the hour, some people are going to benefit from challenging themselves to do like a finished work every day. And honestly, I really should start pushing myself to do that. That's something really hard that I should probably work on. So, but yeah, like these variations and challenges, I love it. Like the 50-day challenges, that's awesome. Or like even finishing like a big painting in a week and try that for 4 weeks. And then at the end of the month, you
Ooh.
have 4 paintings, drawings. So,
Yeah, we could call it like the series challenge or something. Like then by
yeah,
by the end of the month, you
yeah.
have a series started.
Oh my God.
Ooh,
That's
I
kind
love
of my goal right now is I'm trying to make a series
that. Ooh, that's
of
good.
cows. So that's really what I'm working on right now is just building a body of work and a series. So that would be super cool. Yeah.
Okay. Also,
Hmm.
so personally, do you need breaks between challenges? Like, do you like a week off, or are you like, okay, this one's over, I'm ready for a new one?
Yeah, I think like a good break for me to
Okay.
plan the next challenge. Like, okay, so the 100-day challenge is done. Now I need to kind of internalize what this next challenge is going to be and kind of, think about what I need to change in my schedule or what the weeks ahead are going to look like. To be able to make that challenge and work and everything fit. So
Okay,
yeah, I
great.
think a break is beneficial for me at least. I can't say about
I like
anyone
that
else,
too.
but
Yes, I like a break to just like, focus on maybe something else, like,
hmm.
or just like catch up on sleep or,
Right,
any.
yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely,
so
100%. Yeah.
awesome. What if we finish this? So the one we're starting today is a 30-day challenge. And so what if we waited like 2 weeks and then we did like a 6-week challenge? So that would be like a month and a half. So that would take that like
Ooh.
two weeks that we're waiting, and then we have 2 weeks, and then we have 4 weeks, which is the month. So it would be like, and because I kind of like to start on like the first of the month-ish and end on like
Yeah,
last of
yeah.
the month. It's
Uh-huh.
just easier to
Yeah.
keep track of. And
I
so that way
agree.
we could have, okay, yeah, that way we could have like 6 paintings at the end of it. It'd be like a
Mm.
six. Is 6 too much? Should we do 5,
No,
7,
I think
6?
between like 4 and 10, I think would
Okay.
would be a good number. Like I feel like less than 4 isn't really a series.
Okay.
But
Perfect.
yeah, I feel like between 4 and 10 would be like a good number, at least for me. I can't say about anyone else, but
Okay, yeah, no, I agree with you actually. So this is great feedback. So oh yeah, we could call it like the Series 6 challenge or the 6 Series challenge. I like how the double S is.
You're brilliant in like plays with words and like make things punny and I have none of that. So it's just great that you're like, ooh, the Series 6. I'm like, bro, I never would have thought about that, but I like that. We should definitely do 6 simply because the letters match. Yes, 100%.
Exactly. That's so funny because like I love when words do that, like SS, because my last name is now Sanders, and I'm thinking of like like baby girls' names, and I'm like Sophia, Sora. I'm like, I just wanted to be the double S, so that's probably where that came from. I just like it.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm not in a relationship or married or anything, and I'm already thinking of baby names. Like, oh, I want like 2 girls, and I want one to be named Sean, or I want them like some badass names. I'm like, I'm not even thinking about kids yet, but I got a list of baby names. So
I think it's a woman thing too, because I don't even know any boy names either. I'm just like girl names.
You know what? I'm the same way. I don't think I have any boy names on my baby name list. I don't even want babies right now.
I bet you have so much more time for art right now, though.
I have so much more time for art with like all these little part-time jobs giving me so much time, and it's very seasonal too. Like this whole winter time, I was just kind of babysitting and bartending, so I was able to draw so much. And now it's summertime and like surgeries are picking back up and everyone wants to build fences because they're in quarantine. They're like, oh, my fence looks bad. So they like rebuild it. We've been so busy the past month, but that's okay. I mean, I fit it in where I can, and it's super seasonal. And I know that what I'm not getting done maybe in the summer months, I'm gonna more than make up for it in the winter slow months. So yeah, I'm trying to, take it as it comes and take it in stride and not completely beat myself up about not producing. So yeah, like this last week with all the stuff going on in Minneapolis, I'm like, you know what? I'm really not feeling art. I mean, I'm drawing every day, but I'm not really posting a lot about it because it don't feel right now. So I'm not trying to beat myself up about it. Art is it comes when it comes, and when it doesn't, I'm just not going to beat myself up about it. So I think that's another blessing that I'm not full time in art. I would love to someday do like art as my main source of income and then do something like in the veterinary medical field for fun and to use my degree and to see my friends. So, but I would love to have like art as my main source of income, but have something on the side to help this mad extrovert mind. So that's
and my immediate thought for you was actually maybe joining an artist co-op or something and having
I do. Yes.
Okay.
There's one in Castle Rock that's freaking amazing. And they put on like events and they like include me and stuff, and they have art openings, and I've met so many people through there, and it's amazing. And oh my gosh, I'm doing a kind of demonstration at a farmer's market in July. So I'm so excited about that. And they're purchasing a gallery, I think. That was the last thing that I heard. I don't know if that's still going through, but yeah, it's just this community of artists just like 20 minutes away. And oh my gosh, that has helped me so much too. Just like talking with people and like around here where y'all get your frames and stuff like that, and like just being local artists and stuff just helps so much. I love my little cooperative that I'm in.
Oh, great. I love that. Oh, good. So you're already doing that. That's amazing.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
With the
well, right
COVID
now, yeah.
thing, yeah, with the COVID thing, it's really hard. Like, oh, we had these things and now they're canceled. So, we'll see in a bit when all this lets up. So hopefully that'll be soon, I think. Hopefully, fingers crossed, fingers and toes crossed. So,
Yeah, and it is kind of crazy too how the seasons definitely like change how much work you get done. Because I'm the same way. I'll do a lot more Canvas stuff on my own in like January, February, March, April, and then during the summer, like right now, like I'm not even home, and like it's like other people are
yeah.
like, "Hey, I have projects for you," and I'm like, "Okay," like so my other stuff gets kind of put on the back burner, but just same
Mhm.
as yours.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Uh-huh. Right now, I think I've been super busy with commissions all of this year. So I've had to learn how to have multiple pieces going at the same time. Before I was like, I got to start one project and I got to finish it and I got to focus on it before I can go to the next one. And now I'm like, I got 5 things going and I'm not even mad. So that's going okay. I've had to teach myself how to be able to have multiple projects going. And my poor roommate, our living room is just like started projects everywhere. And she's such a good sport about it, but I feel really bad that I have my art mess everywhere and I feel bad.
Aw, that's okay. It comes with being an artist. So what do you want to see out of the Artist Academy? Like do you have any critique for me? Like I know we were talking about uh, challenges and stuff, but is there anything else?
Bro, when are you gonna have an Artist Academy Advanced Conference at your
Oh,
house? It'll be so much fun. We can all like 20 or 40 or whoever shows up do like a big mural. We could all take pictures of each other. We could all do critiques. I think we should all mow your neighbor's lawn. We should definitely do that.
oh, Carl would love that. He's my
Yeah.
neighbor. Oh my God.
Every time the lawnmower comes on in like one of the podcasts, I'm like, yeah, I love him.
That's so funny. I know. They always mow the lawn. Like,
They always
right
do.
when
It's so
I do
funny.
something.
Great. I'm not mad at all. It's just, it's so perfect. That's all.
So funny.
We all got to
That's
meet
funny.
Carl. We all have to do it. But that would be fun. But also, like, I'm probably the only extrovert in the group, so maybe that wouldn't fly.
No, I think it would be great. I think you would be a great icebreaker with all of us because we have some that are very introverted, but like you and Sam and all of those, I feel like you guys would be like, "Hi, welcome. Okay, so let's talk about this." I've thought about it, but I was like, well, I don't know if they would. It's also just like coming all the way to Missouri. Like, what if
Yeah.
what if I
Uh-huh.
what if I arranged something? And so we kind of tried to do this with the mural that we did at YMCA. I was going to have a bunch of local people come out, but then everything happened. So what if
Yeah.
we did that, like in like the end of summer,
That would be
maybe?
so much fun.
Would
Oh my
would you come
God.
all the way to Missouri? Really?
I would. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Like
great.
if I have enough time that I can put into work and be like, yo, I'm not gonna be here for 4 days or like this weekend. If I have enough time that I can put a notice into the jobs and stuff, yeah, I'm down. I'll fly to Missouri. Yeah, totally. And if you don't want to have it in Missouri, like I'll have a new apartment by then. But if you want to have it in Colorado, y'all can stay in my living room. Like, I don't know. But
Awesome.
yeah, that would be super fun. Obviously, like if it doesn't work, like that was just like a fun idea that I always thought, oh, it would be so fun to meet like Sam and like
Yeah.
everyone in real life. But it might not be possible. So obviously
Yeah.
don't feel like we have to have a conference. Like okay, that was just like an idea that I thought of. some months ago. So
Good. No, I'm so glad you said that because I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, eventually we'll have it. I was like, well, maybe when we have more members, when there's more interest. But there's
yeah.
70 of you guys right now. So, I mean, at least we'd
Is
get
there
like,
really?
yeah,
Wow.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's getting crazy.
Dang.
I think I'm gonna cap it at like 200. I'm like, because I like the small group feel.
Yeah.
So like in the
Yeah.
200s, I think I'm just gonna cap it. But right now we're at like 70s. So I might just like throw out a feeler and I'll organize a mural and maybe even get like the mural to pay for like hotel rooms and stuff or something. That way it's like literally just like free for you guys. We just meet up or something. But
Dang.
you guys would be probably painting for free because the payment would pay for the hotel.
Totally.
But so this is like
Yeah.
okay, I'm just like thinking. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yay. Oh, that would be so cool. I've done I've done a couple murals when I was in high school, but that was the last time that I ever did anything murally. So it would be neat to get back into it and see how other people kind of do their thing. So yeah,
Yeah,
in real
go to
life.
slumber parties and have pillow fights.
Ooh, so many popcorn, so much movie watching. Yay!
Exactly.
Sad.
We watch art documentaries or something.
We just watched Bob Ross as we're going to sleep. Like, let's paint these happy little trees. Oh.
Right. We would
I
make
love
so many TikToks, all of us together.
I know! That would be so much fun!
Be like a mural
So
conference.
many.
Okay, good. Okay, you got my wheels turning now. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Any questions or anything?
I don't think so. Thank you so much for talking with me. This was so much fun to be able to come out and sit on my porch and just chat. It's been such a good morning.
Good. I'm so glad. I've so enjoyed just talking to you and just like getting to know you a little bit
thanks.
better. You're such an extrovert. And actually, you were talking, I was like, this makes so much more sense because your emails and your posts are very much all exclamation points a lot.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it. And I'm just like, I guess you're just excited. I'm like, now I see exactly why. You're just an excited person and so as am I. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I think someone told me a few weeks ago, like, you should really start being professional, like using one exclamation point. I'm like, but this is how I talk. This is what I do.
Yeah, like
Tell you.
yeah, and like I've been told that too before. They're like, hey, you're not really a professional. You don't have that like stone face of, compromising for that. And I'm like, yeah, but I think it makes you so much more unique. And I think you're going to attract way more people with your high energy, rather as if you would be, like super professional, you'd be blending in with everybody else, is kind of what I say. So keep doing your thing.
Hopefully it'll work out someday. Someday I'll be making like $100,000 a year on 20
You will.
scratch boards someday.
You have the talent, and that's the
Thank
first
you.
thing of it. And like, cause like it's on the art marketing podcast, I got this like you have to pass the Does My Art Suck test first, and your art does not suck at all, like at all.
I love that podcast. I can only take it in little increments though, because it's like abrasive. I'm like, okay,
He is.
Put in my art marketing podcast because I need this, but also be nicer. No.
Oh,
But,
I never thought about that. He's like, guys, this is what you're doing.
Like, guys, you have to do this. If you don't have a cell, then it's you in Louis Vuitton. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm on the same level as Louis Vuitton then.
Yeah.
But it makes you think, and you're like, oh man, I really should start doing that. Or like, oh man, I really do need to have a sale. Or oh man, I really do need to do X, Y, and Z, and I really don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting there. I think
Yeah, for
slowly
sure.
but surely. I don't have to jump in and do the whole art marketing podcast spiel in this year. I can do it over time, so it's less abrasive and less earth-shattering for me. So.
Okay, so also another question, what's your favorite kind of podcast? 'Cause I'm always looking like,
Ooh.
so like, do you like the interviews? Do you like the advice? Do you like the 20 minutes advice? Do you like the long stories? Like, what's your
I like a
thing?
good mix of everything. Like I'll
Okay.
listen to like one or two of yours, and then there's another podcast I listen to, Art and Cocktails by Ekaterina Popova. Oh, and I love her so much, and she's just like super supportive, and she's like, manifest your dreams, and I'm like, okay. And then there's the art marketing podcast where it's like, you're doing it wrong if you don't do X, Y, and Z. Like, okay, so it's like a lot of mix of everything, but the majority is art podcasts. I Like Your Work is a good podcast
Okay.
to get into like the deeper meaning behind art. The Art History Babe. Oh my God. I don't know if you've ever listened to them.
Ah.
They're dope as hell. They're these four girls that did their masters in art history. So they talk about contemporary work. They talk about like historic works. They talk about pop culture. It's just so amazing. It does have quite a bit of like a left leaning tilt to it. So I don't know if that matters at all to anyone, but it doesn't to me. And I just love their podcast and just like anything art related and business related, stuff like that. That's kind of what I listen to, but there's a lot of them. I think I have like 4 or 5 or 6 podcasts that I'll just rotate through. So
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna have to message you afterwards and get a list of these. You said, what is it? And cocktails, you said?
Art and Cocktails,
Art and
yes.
that one sounds fun.
Yeah, she lives in Philadelphia, and I think she was born in Russia, and her work is just so beautiful, and I just want her work in my house. It's just like pinks and like moody interiors, and I just like want that aesthetic in my house. I honestly want like an art studio so I can get my art out of my house because it does not go with my aesthetic. Like you walk in the house and it's just like this big Western Texas Longhorn in a gaudy frame, and like, ooh, I wish I had
Gaudy
flowers.
frame.
It's a very gaudy frame. But someday I'll fill my house with pinks and florals and abstracts, and yeah, it's weird. I don't want to hang my own art in my house. Like, nope, it doesn't look good. I feel like I need to make it because I need to express and portray the animals in the agriculture industry. But like, I don't want it in my house, man. Like, I want pretty things in my house. So.
Yeah, I definitely feel you. Yeah, I did a series of black and white animals too, and I'm like, I like multicolors. What am I doing? But I like this too. So like, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't stray from my brand a whole lot. And I feel like that's where my talent is in the animals. And I can draw flowers, but I don't enjoy the process, and they certainly don't look very good. So I'm just going to hire other people to do them for me and fill my house with other people's art. So.
Yeah, I love how you're sticking to your niche though. I think a lot of people will stray for money, and you're kind of like, yeah, like I'll stray a little bit, but this is kind of like my thing, and I love that.
Yeah, I try and really focus on animals. Like horses and cows are my thing, but a lot of my commissions have been for dogs and cats and stuff like that, because that's where the market is, and that's okay. Like I like doing dogs and cats. I will not do people or portraits. I won't do it. I won't do it. There was an exception that I did back in May. It was of my friend's dad, like holding his cow like that. I'm like, oh, that's really cute. I think I'll do it. It was so hard, man, to just make the guy look like he's supposed to look. Man, I don't do people. I will make an exception here and there, but I don't do people. So
Yeah, same. Same. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was amazing talking to you and starting out on Monday
Thank
together.
You. Yeah, I had so much fun doing this.
Yeah, good.
I'm so
Let's
glad
do
you're
this again.
doing this. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, me too.
It's great to actually see other people in the Artist Academy and like hear their stories and hear them talk. And it feels like I'm almost meeting other people in a way. So I love that you're doing this whole thing. So
Oh, good. You should sign up like 6 months from now and we can do it all again and we can catch up.
yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah, it'll be December then. It'll be like 3 weeks before Christmas. Yo, it's gonna be crazy. Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about the crazy Christmas rush and all of that.
Yeah, that would be great. Oh yeah, totally. Oh, well, thank you so much again. I had so much fun.
Me too. All right, well, I will talk to you later. I'll see you in the group when we start our new challenge today.
Absolutely. All right. Looking forward to it.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, Andrea. Bye.
This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time six-figure art business. With weekly trainings that include step-by-step proven art business techniques, plus painting tutorials from yours truly, and other guest artists who are masters in their field, you will be well equipped to learn and grow into the highly skilled and highly profitable artist you know you're meant to be. I've figured out what it takes to build my own six-figure art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. It's not hard, but it does require your time and dedication. So, if you're up for the challenge, go to advancedmember.com. That's advancedmember.com to learn more. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. If you review our podcast and send a screenshot of that review to me on Instagram, I am at @ArtByAndreaEarhart. I will then promote your art on my story and tag you as a little thank you for helping me grow this podcast and our Artist Academy community. I have a reach of over 50,000 on Instagram, so this is a little help me to help you incentive. Also, if you ever want your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just hop on over to facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy to check out the schedule every Tuesday to catch us on live. I'll see you next week.